right, welcome to the Plan B podcast with myself, your fuckboy, and my co-host, yes sir, daddy sir. This is going.
Hello.
Hello. This is going to be my seventh attempt at a first episode. So hopefully seven's a fucking charm because I'm really getting bored of this shit real fast. Why don't you introduce yourself real quick for anyone that doesn't know you?
I am yes sir, daddy sir, and I am a sub, opposite of you being a dom, and I'm just here to give my womanly opinion and my sub opinion on questions and topics.
Good girl. All right, so tonight I want to talk about something that has been kind of a hot topic on my Snapchat because of what I've been doing recently, which is connecting my followers. And I've been connecting them by posting their snap codes. They'll put their location, girls will do it, guys will do it, and then if they're close to each other, they'll, snap each other and link up, whatever. But it's become an issue because there's a lot of men that are, they will Snapchat or they'll snapshot a picture of a girl that put a picture up with no information on it, and they'll send out a picture saying, add me, cum dumpster, add me whore, add me slut, whatever. And it's pissing a lot of women off. Their first message to these girls will be a dick pic and just, something just ridiculous that you wouldn't say to a complete stranger, or you shouldn't say to a complete stranger. Whether or not that's going to be the nature of the relationship in the bedroom down the line, you don't open up like that. And these chicks are getting pissed. And even some actual, real doms will message me and be like, what is wrong with these fucking idiots? They're making us all look bad. My answer to them is, fuck them. They're weeding themselves out. There's more pussy for you. So, who cares? But these chicks, they really want me to drive the point across that this is not how you talk to anyone, period, anyone. But I wanted to get a female perspective on it because you know better than I do because men don't talk to me like that. So.
I get messages and snaps and DMs, whatever, all the time, like that, all the time. And I don't really respond to any of them. I don't think that's the best way to start a conversation, regardless of what you're into, what you're not into in the bedroom. I'm still a person, and you should approach me that way, at least off the bat. We don't even know each other. That's not something. Would you walk up to just some girl you see and say that? Most likely not. And if you do, you're liable to get punched in the face. At least I would. But it blows my mind that men think that's okay, but it does give a bad reputation for doms. And I think if a guy starts off like that, most likely he's not about that life. Because really it's respect. It comes down to respect on both ends. That's what it is.
Absolutely. In that kind of relationship, I think, yes, it comes down to respect. I think that's probably the biggest aspect of it is respect. Respect what your partner, respect what they want, what they don't want. But I don't think it gives us a bad name because the majority of the women will be like, they're not real doms. They'll know off the top that they're full of shit. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it really gives us a bad name. They just are weeding themselves out. And whereas these chicks, they're looking for doms, they're not going to, they know not to fuck with these idiots. I was having a conversation with a guy the other day, and I was like, it's like virtual catcalling. How often do you see a catcall work on anyone? I've seen it a million times. I've never seen it work once. And that's not to say that it probably has, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, catcalling's not my thing. I mean, it's fun, it's entertaining, and it definitely gives you a story to tell, but it's not gonna be anything more than just a story.
Well, but I think I think there's a lot of men out there that think that that's the way to go and that it'll work. I think it's a joke. And I can't drive the point home enough to these dudes that, you know, would you want somebody talking to your sister like that or your mother like that? Like, straight up. I will disrespect the fuck out of you in the bedroom. I will degrade the fuck out of you. I will disrespect the fuck out of you. But at the end of the day, you're a person. I'm a person. I'm going to respect you outside of the bedroom, especially if I'm trying to get into your fucking bedroom. You know?
Exactly. Maybe once you're comfortable, you can be like, oh, hey, slut, like, how was your day? But right off top, that's too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's my dick, you fucking whore. Yeah, it really doesn't work. I mean, it work sometimes, but but I think at the end of the day, it's some girl asked me, like, would you start a conversation like that? And I said, no, I wouldn't. I said, we may get there, very quickly, but we got to build a foundation first. Like, what are the chances of me saying,
yeah.
hey, bitch, here's my dick, here's my number, when are we fucking? Like, it doesn't work. It doesn't.
Yeah, I agree.
So I just want, I wanted to get a female perspective, especially coming from a sub. Like I said, I don't think a lot of these guys are really doms anyway, so I don't really think it matters so much in that aspect. I think these are the kind of guys that think all women are just fucking whores and, treat them like shit and you'll get what you want. And there's some truth to treat them like shit and get what you want, but you got to be smooth about it and know exactly what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, I think some guys get a little confused on limits and boundaries. They don't understand that there has to be a solid foundation first. Even if it's only for 5 minutes, like, there needs to be just a little bit of something to build on.
You gotta make her feel comfortable, because at the end of the day, you're a man and she's a woman. You have to make her feel comfortable. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. It blows my mind. It blows my mind every fucking time. And I see it, unfortunately, all day, every day. But I guess it is what it is,
So do I.
I'm sure you do.
My DMs and my Snapchat.
I was looking at some of the questions that you had gotten from followers yesterday and today. Man, they just talk shit to you.
Did you see the one? It wasn't the question that I was sending you, but it was like a previous message saying why would they call you a cum dumpster? Like, you're too beautiful or something. Did you see that one?
I did see that. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's so disrespectful.
You're too beautiful for that. Let me save you. All right, now you've gone too far the other way. There's a fine fucking line in what we do. I don't know. Hopefully there's men out there listening and they, take this into consideration and stop fucking up my Snapchat because it's annoying. But yeah, the way they come at you, I mean, I get it the same way. I get girls all day long. I don't know what the fuck they look like. I don't know who the fuck they are. I want your dick. Come fuck me. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are. For all I know, you're fucking disgusting. Fuck off. I mean, you can talk to me any way you want. I don't feel disrespected, but at the same time, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm not just out here fucking anything just to fuck something.
Oh, you're not?
That's a big misconception. A lot of girls think that, and I'm actually picky as fuck. I like what I like. My taste is my taste, but I'm not out here fucking anything just to say I fucked something. I want what I want.
I think if you have options to be picky, then it's fine. Some people don't have that luxury. They have to take what they can get.
I've been picky my whole life. I just have the luxury of being able to be comfortably picky these days, which is cool. I'm not complaining. So last week we talked about sympathy blowjobs, even though it didn't air. We did talk about it, And I want to talk about it again because I had sent the podcast out to one of my best friends, and she listened to it, and I got her feedback, and she gave me her feedback. And at the very end, she just wrote, and yes, sympathy blowjobs are a real thing, which I would have never expected to come out of her mouth. But I know exactly who she's talking about because he's one of my close friends. And
Oh my God.
yeah, I know exactly what the fuck she was talking about. And like, he's a really close friend of mine, and him and I are a lot alike. Sometimes you just prefer to get your dick sucked, and you're just lazy, and I think that's more so in a relationship. Like, you're fucking the same person all the time. Sometimes you just want, just suck my dick. That's all I want. Came home, long day at work, suck me off. Let me keep going. So I think that's her. I think that's where she was talking about. Like I said last week, I've never experienced a sympathy blowjob. I didn't know it was a thing until about a year ago, when a girl was telling me a story, and she was like, "Yeah, then I gave him a sympathy blowjob." I was like, "Hold up, wait, what? What the fuck is that?" You just feel bad for somebody, and he pulls the dick out. It's too small. And you're not trying to have sex, so you just suck them off and leave. Like, okay, well, I don't really get that, because if a girl pulled her, well, I guess you really can't pull your pussy out, but if a girl's pussy stank, if a girl pulled her pussy out, it would be weird as fuck.
I would leave regardless of what it smells like if she pulls it out.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. But no, I'm not giving her sympathy dick if her pussy stinks. Like, but apparently this is a thing. Like, this is a real thing. Sympathy blowjobs are a real thing. I'm kind of, I don't know how to feel about it, because I feel like, well, haven't I gotten one? Like, I know I haven't gotten one.
Maybe you've gotten one and you just don't even know it.
Listen, you've seen my dick. I've never gotten a fucking sympathy blowjob. Let's be real. It's just, on one hand, I want one. On another hand, I'm like, maybe I don't. So I really don't know. But do you have any experience with this?
I've never given one, and I've never heard of it until we talked about it on the podcast. So I didn't know what it was. I don't know anyone that's given one that I know of. I mean, and I talk to not a lot of girls. I don't really get along with girls, but
Shocking.
they'll they'll tell me about their sex lives and things like that, and no one's ever told me about a sympathy blowjob, except for my friend when we were younger. She, like, her first blowjob ever that she gave, I guess, was a sympathy blowjob in a way, just because she, like, wasn't ready to have sex and she was kind of scared. She felt pressured, so she just did it. But I don't know if that's the same of, like, what we're talking about. I think it's different.
I think it's similar, but different. I think you should put that question out there on your social media this week, just to see, because when I did it, it was overwhelming, the number of women that were like, "Yeah, that's a thing." I'm like, really? Like, you're just out here sucking dick because you feel bad? I wish I knew that was a thing. I'd be selling sob stories.
It's just giving the wrong message. Like, you're giving the guy false hope, or maybe leading him on, or making him think that he's like, that he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't.
I think that's absolutely right. And there was a number of women that would be like, "Oh," and then he, like, wouldn't stop calling me. Well, you sucked his dick. What do you expect? Of course he's going to be calling you. Like, I'm sure you didn't tell him this is out of sympathy. You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, absolutely. But one thing I just thought of is I've never given a sympathy blowjob, but I will, like, not give a very good blowjob if I, like, don't really like you, or if I feel like you're gonna be like a clinger. Like, I'm just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, like, do you like this? Is this okay?" I'm gonna keep it real dry. I'm not gonna go all the way down.
Please describe a bad blowjob. I'm dying to hear this.
I mean, I don't know exactly. I mean, I would imagine, like, if I'm gonna not do my best, I'm not gonna be, like, spitting on it. I'm not gonna go all the way down.
No tears.
I'm not gonna, like, gag on it. No tears. It's just gonna be, like, a quick up and down a few times.
Mostly like two fingers instead of your whole hand.
Just put the tip in a couple times.
All right. And that gets them off?
I mean, sometimes, but who cares?
Yeah, there's that too. Um, all right, sympathy blowjobs.
Don't you want one so bad now?
No, I just want a
blowjob?
fucking blowjob. Like, I could go for a fucking blowjob like right now. That'd be great. Um, I do want to say that this is going to be a weekly thing. We are going to make this a regular thing. We do want to keep it as interactive as possible with the followers or listeners or whatever. We want your stories, your questions. We'll discuss these things if they're not stupid, because we get a lot of stupid ones. And we'll give you the information at the end of it to kind of give you an idea of how to contact us. Otherwise, just contact us on social media. We are going to do some questions that we've gotten from you guys now. So I guess I'll start with that. And yeah.
Okay.
I kind of just answered the first one, actually. Go ahead.
So if you had a time machine and could go back in time and sleep with anyone you wanted, who would it be?
I wouldn't go back in time and sleep with anyone. I would go back in time and unfuck a couple of people. I'll fuck whoever I want to fuck.
I think that's
anyway.
a good decision.
Yeah.
That's a good decision. I think everyone has a few of those that they would do. I have one for sure. But if I could go back, I would I think it would be more slutty in high school, because I didn't really go through that till after high school. I feel like I wish I kind of did it in high school.
So there were some guys in high school that you just wanted to run through you?
Not really. I just to get some more experience under my belt, I guess you could say. I feel like everyone at my school was ugly.
I hope none of them are listening to this. I got a lot of experience in middle school and high school. I took a lot of virginities. That was a lot of fun. And neither of the people I'm talking about were from high school, so yeah. All right, what made you start a meme page, and did you think it would be so successful?
Well, are you going, or is that me?
This is all you.
That's me? Okay. I started a meme page because of you. First met, you had a meme page. I did not. And you never really told me that I should or anything like that, but I would always send you funny things, or I would send you my screenshots because I wanted you to post my conversations because I thought they were funny. And then I finally just decided to do it myself. And it was for fun. I started it for fun, just not really expecting it to be what it is.
I think when you started it, I knew you would be successful with it. You're funny. I laugh at your memes and tweets and shit all day long. I knew it would be successful. And I'm glad it's worked out for you. And when you said you started it for fun, I knew you started it for fun, but I told you from the beginning it's going to be a business, and it's turned itself into that, and that's awesome.
That's true. You did say that. Thank you.
Don't thank me.
I appreciate
I didn't do shit.
You and what you've done for me. I always tell you, because you've done a lot, and I don't care what you say. Know that you have.
I ain't done shit for you. You did this shit yourself.
Okay, so what do we have in common sexually? What will and won't you do? What are your turn-ons and turn-offs?
I think the obvious, you're a sub, I'm a dom, is what we have in common. I don't know really much more than that. It's you that likes outdoor sex, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like all about it. I mean, I'm not against it, but it's not something I have to have all the time.
Or maybe I'm confusing you with somebody.
Big surprise.
I'm probably would be willing to do more things than you, I would assume.
Well, you don't like food stuff. You don't like to do food stuff. I'm about food stuff.
Like what?
Like, remember, I don't know if you remember, there was that time, I think it was on my Snapchat. I was talking about like a guy wanted to put grapes in my vagina and like have sex with me and like make them pop and like juice everywhere and then eat the grapes. And you're like, whoa, did you do that? Because you're like not about the food stuff.
I know there's some food things. Oh, well, my food things are different than yours. Like, I have a chick that comes to see me, and I'll put some sorbet in a dog bowl, and I'll cover it in cum, and I'll make her eat it. Like, that's food stuff, right?
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah. I guess you like food stuff. I love food, so.
Not huge on
Food and sex, put them together, like, why not?
When I was a kid, like in high school and shit, I definitely did like the whipped cream thing or whatever. But for the most part, that shit is sticky. I don't need that shit. But that's just me personally. Turn-ons and turn-offs, I really don't know. Depending on the person, you can turn me on quite easily. There's a lot of things in this world that turn me off personally.
I feel like I just turn off. I don't really turn on. I mean, I turn on. I don't really turn off. Sorry, I only had like 2 hours of sleep. Don't mind me. You turn off.
So you're always on, never off.
Yes.
I've seen your DMs. None of that shit turns you off?
It's nothing. It's really nothing. It's not really a turn on, but it's not really a turn off. Literally reading a DM or opening a dick pic or anything like that. It's just like reading any other message. Like I can get a message from my sister, like, how was your day? It's exactly the same thing to me because I see it so much. It's just another message. It's just another picture. It's nothing special to me.
Yeah, I feel you. I kind of feel the same way about dick pics that I unfortunately get. Like, it just is what it is. Just delete it, block them, keep it moving. Like, it just is what it doesn't affect me one way or another. I'm a fucking grown man. I don't care. So let's see. Do you think a foursome with a best friend and 2 chicks from our town is a good idea? A friend said only do it with strangers. Well, first of all, your friend has probably never had a fucking foursome or a threesome with that attitude. How rare is it to have a fucking foursome with 3 strangers? How is that happening? I've had a lot of foursomes and, N plus with like me and a bunch of guy friends and a bunch of chicks. It's always been with friends. Me and my best friend used to run down on chicks all the fucking time. Why would you want to do it with anybody else, especially a stranger? Like, I don't know. In my opinion, that's weird. What do you think?
I think a stranger is weird. I don't see anybody really being able to find 3 strangers that nobody knows each other. And if you're able to, good for you and good luck. I hope it goes well.
If you're able to, play the fucking lottery every day because you might win that motherfucker.
Would we ever consider having a threesome with each other and someone else?
I mean, I sure as fuck would.
That's me, you, and someone.
I
mean, it depends on the someone else.
I thought you were going to say that.
I'm kind of picky.
That's me, you, and a guy. I swear to God, I thought you were going to say that. Which I'm down for. Just no crossing swords, obviously. But if you have some cute friends, I'm down for that too.
I'm fine with either a girl or a guy, but it has to be. I'm really picky with girls. I'm really picky with girls. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a girl myself. That whole competition situation, maybe. I don't know. But I'm really picky with the girl, for sure. So it really depends on who it is. But I mean, I'd be open to it for sure.
I know a lot of girls like that. They're very picky when it comes to something like that, and that's even if they're down for it. A lot of girls do not want to share, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Like, I got this little petite chick, and she's like, I mean, I'm down, but I like thick girls. I'm like, well, then I'm not down. That's just that's just me.
Oh,
It's just my taste. I can't help that. Um, all right. How do I get two guys to agree to a male female threesome? Any suggestions?
um, neither of them are going to be your boyfriend. That's my only suggestion.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get a man to agree, a boyfriend to agree to let another man come in the bedroom, um, for a lot of reasons. Even though I know it's a double standard because I know a lot of people in relationships where the girl will bring another girl home, but you're just really not gonna get that, um, from most men. My suggestion would to be find two guys, two best friends that are known for being freaks. Like I said earlier, me and one of my best friends used to fuck girls all the time together. We had a reputation for it. So I would suggest to seek out, two male best friends that you've heard, rumors or something about, and try to go with that.
How do you tell the guy you're sleeping with that you're actually into really rough sex and choking? And I think the best way to do that is to just tell him. I get a lot of questions from followers all the time asking how to tell their partner that they want A, B, and C. And it comes down to just communication. You have to tell them you're not going to get what you want. They're not going to know. Like, people are not mind readers. A lot of people are just really dumb in general. So you have to tell them. Otherwise, they're not going to know. And if you don't feel comfortable telling them, that's a problem in itself, because if you can't tell the person you're having sex with what you like, what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want, then why are you having sex with them? I just don't understand.
Yeah, I think that was very well said, and it's the truth. How are you going to sleep with somebody and not be able to tell them, what you like or what you're into? Like, sleeping with somebody is one of the most intimate, or if not the most intimate thing you can do with somebody, and you don't have the balls to tell them. It doesn't make sense to me personally. I have no problem telling chicks exactly what I'm into, even though I know a lot of them aren't going to be willing to cross some lines. But they know. I have no shame in telling them because I don't give a fuck. Like, don't judge me, bitch. I don't judge me. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. So I have no problem at all. It's kind of like the same thing where, girls or guys will be like, oh, I just never had a good blowjob, or oh, he just doesn't know how to eat my pussy. Well, fucking tell him how. I have no problem telling a chick, hold up, just do this, do that. Like, the way you're doing it is just not working for me. And I want it to work for me, so you're going to have to do it like this.
Yeah, right. I think it's best that way too. And you learn just like different things. Like, maybe something that girl never knew that was something that guys liked until you told her, and now she can do it on someone else.
Exactly. I think it's a learning process. Sex, I think, is a learning process. I think that's something you just never stop learning if you're smart. It's always evolving, so to speak, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on women scratching during sex and leaving marks?
Me, I'm like all about it, but I know a lot of guys are not into that because other girls see it and then it's like a problem and blah blah blah. But I mean, I don't really care. about your other girls. So,
I've definitely been in situations where I'm like, all right, this bitch is doing this because she knows I'm gonna see somebody else, um, and that's obnoxious. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good to me, and I know there's guys out there that like that shit. I do not like it. I will tolerate, if I'm fucking a girl and she's getting off and she's just digging her nails into like my arms or something, not scratching so to speak, but just like digging her fucking nails in. I'll tolerate it. It doesn't feel good, but I'll tolerate it. Um, but the scratching like does nothing for me. It it's uncomfortable, to be quite honest.
What's the best public sex you've ever had?
Me personally, I don't know. I think the funnest was last summer. I was at a bar, like right across the street from the White House, and there's a bathroom at the end of the bar. It's a unisex little one stall bathroom, and I was in there, and I had the chick bent over the sink, and I'm just pounding it from behind with my pants at my ankles. I thought I locked the fucking door. Apparently, I did not. And somebody walked in and quickly walked out. I didn't even see who the person was. By the time I turned around, they were gone. Needless to say, I didn't get to finish. But I like your story much better.
My story is that I had sex on Alcatraz, which was a long time ago. Um, I don't know if they still do it or not, but they used to do night tours. And at the night tour, you can see more of the grounds than you can on a day tour. So I did the night tour with my boyfriend at the time, and we just kind of like left the little group and went off and found a place and did it. And I don't know, I thought it was cool just because there's not a lot of people that can say that they've done that. Um, but I mean, we didn't get caught or anything. No one saw us, but it was fun.
I was a little disappointed to find out it wasn't in Al Capone's cell, but nonetheless, it's a cool fucking story. Yeah, that's one for the books, I would say.
I agree.
Is it weird if a guy wants to kiss you while you have a mouthful of his cum?
Oh my gosh. I mean, for me, it wouldn't be weird. I think that would be more weird for the guy. Like, do you want your own cum in your mouth? Most guys, I don't think so.
No, absolutely not. I, I've never had a problem kissing a girl right after she swallows my cum, or even spits my cum out. I think I've done that since I was a kid. But this is a thing. This is a thing. It gets talked about a lot on my Snapchat, and it's definitely a thing. Is it weird to me? Yes, it's very fucking weird. like, but there's definitely men out there that it's not weird to, and it's a normal thing. I guess if you really want to get technical, it's kind of a double standard because women will, lick themselves off a man real quickly. Nobody bats an eye. But once you start talking about men doing the same thing, it's kind of gross. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think there is a double standard for sure, but I don't think it's a normal thing. I mean, I've never had a guy wanting to do that. I've never experienced that. I don't know.
I think that's more so of like a submissive man, and I don't see you attracting that into your life. So I can understand why you wouldn't have experienced it.
Yeah, I don't want to attract that into my life.
I don't blame you.
So, how do you know if you're being emotionally manipulated or used?
Oh, I could tell you, but I can't. I can't divulge all of my secrets. So I have to take a pass on that one.
I think it's pretty obvious if you're being used because that person's only going to come around when they want something or need something or whatever. And especially if you always say yes, then they're gonna know that you're always gonna say yes. They're always gonna come to you and they're gonna take advantage. Um, but as far as being emotionally manipulated, I think everybody to a certain degree manipulates. I don't care who you are or what you say. We're selfish as people, and you're going to do and say what you want to do to get what you want. To a certain degree, you know, some people are a lot worse than others, but I think everybody does it.
I think you're 100% right. I think everyone does do it. To what extent, I think varies, but I think everyone does it. I have memes about certain emojis where it's like, you know, if a woman sends you this emoji, don't believe it. Women don't have that fucking emotion. And it's, you know, it's fucking true. It's a manipulation tactic. But I'm not getting into detail manipulation. So easiest way to make a girl squirt.
Well, your video on YouTube, I think, is the best way.
Which is
I
basically
think anybody can do that.
yeah, finger fuck the G spot really aggressively, is the easiest, in my opinion, in you know my experience with it throughout my life. That's always been the easiest way. Are there other ways? Yes, of course, but that's definitely the easiest.
Okay, and do you really do half of the shit you talk about? Or are you a fake? Are you a faker?
And this was a question to you. I think it was from the same guy that asked whatever the other question was. Or no, it wasn't the cum dumpster guy, but he had said something else previously, which I was like, okay, that's weird. Everything I talk about comes from experience, or the stories I tell are actual stories. I think that's why I've had such success from day one, is because people can tell it's real. So, you know, I've seen people try to imitate me, and you can blatantly see that, you know, they're just making up shit. It's obvious to tell that it's bullshit. So for me, yeah, everything I talk about is real.
I don't do half the shit I talk about. I do all of it. Um, so yeah, everything all the stories and stuff I say are, you know, things that happen either to me or someone I know. Like, I don't have the imagination to make these things up, nor do I care to do it. Like, why would I even want to do that? That's stupid.
And who has the time? Honestly,
Exactly.
who
Yeah.
has the time? So, all right. You seem to be purchasing quite a bit of Plan B and the occasional abortion. Is there any reason you don't get a vasectomy? I assume you don't want kids, and it seems like it would save you a lot of money, time, and effort. The amount of money that I've spent on abortions, Plan B, whatever, pales in comparison to what I would have spent in child support. I don't think it's a huge deal to spend that kind of money. When you look at the, you know, what you could have been paying. Why don't I get a vasectomy? I've never even considered it, and I won't. If there's one thing I know is people change. What I want now, I may or may not want in a couple of years. So I wouldn't do something so permanent to myself. And you can say I can freeze my sperm, even though most of you know that I do that anyway. But I just personally, I have no desire. It's never appealed to me to let a doctor slit something in my fucking ball sack.
Well, a vasectomy is probably expensive in itself, so you have to have the money to do that as well.
I can't imagine it's more than $1,000. It's like an in and out procedure, and my understanding is they make an incision in your balls and they snip something, and then cauterize it. I think so. I don't think it would be that expensive. It has no appeal to me whatsoever.
Yeah, me neither. Do you like it when a guy comes in you? If so, why? If not, where do you prefer he come? I actually love it when a guy comes in me. I think that's the best. It doesn't matter what hole to me. I don't care. but you know, some guys don't want to do that. They want to like do it on you, and that's fine. But when they do, I usually like rub it all over me. Like if it's like on my boobs, like I'll rub it all over my boobs and like my neck and everywhere. I don't know if other people do that. I just like to do that.
They do.
Okay.
They definitely do. I have spent the majority of my life coming in women's mouths. I would say probably the majority of the time. Probably in the last year, this chick that I fuck with, she just loves being come in. So, you know, I started to come in her quite a bit, and I eventually tried something I'd never tried before, and I don't know why I never tried it. Usually I'm just like fucking hard, and, you know, I'll come while I'm fucking hard. I decided to stop thrusting and just let my dick ejaculate in her. And I found that I really like that. You know, there's not a lot of feeling involved when you're like really pounding a chick and you're coming. Not in comparison to stopping that and just, you know, coming in her without moving. And I found that she really liked it because she could feel like, you know, the pulsating and, you know, and all that shit. And I definitely could feel much more than I would have been able to, like pounding. So it's kind of been, you know, something I've taken on recently and definitely enjoy.
I agree. I like that too. When you stop and just feel it, like there's nothing like it, like the pulsating and stuff like that. I like to feel that.
Definitely. Unless the guy has a small dick, then you're probably not going to feel it. So I don't have that concern. All right, I'm having anal for the first time soon. I've been stretching my asshole with plugs, but after I feel like I have to go to the bathroom and it pushes air inside of me. Is there anything I can do to help that feeling?
I don't know if there's anything that you can do to like help it, because I mean, I know what I don't know if this is like a gay guy or a girl, I don't know, but I know what they're talking about. Like, a lot of people feel like that feeling like you need to take a shit, but chances are you don't. So just relax. Like, it's not a big deal. I always say, like, if you've taken a shit, like I would say within like the last 3 to 5 hours, like before you actually do anal or whatever, you're probably good. I mean, unless if you shit like 8 times a day, I don't know.
Well, I think, like, when she said pushes air inside of her, you know, I think her concern there is if she's getting fucked in her ass and he pulls his dick out, she's going to fart. It's not going to be, you know, not a real fart, but it's fucking air coming out of her ass. But it's no different than a fucking queef. It's the same fucking thing.
I was just going to say, it's really exactly the same. It's just air.
Yeah, I don't think it's something to be embarrassed about. It's part of anal sex. I mean, it's part of sex, period. So, you know, it just is what it is. And if somebody's going to, you know, berate you for something like that, you shouldn't be giving them your asshole.
Absolutely not. And I get a lot of questions about anal sex, and I think we have more, and we're going to talk about it more, I'm sure, on other times. But if you're going to do it, you have to understand, you and the partner, you both need to understand, like, at the end of the day, it's an asshole. And everybody knows what's in an asshole.
Yeah, absolutely. Truthfully. That's what it comes down to.
So how big is too big? I have yet to find that out. But if you think you can tell me.
Damn, dick monster.
I don't know. I have no problem with big things.
Only thing I can really say on this, my best friend has what can only be described as a donkey dick, and he's married. And
damn it.
his wife will not let him do anal. He's never done anal in his life, and she won't. You know, she's like, hell no, it's too big. I've never had that issue. I do have a big dick, but it's right at that point where they'll still let me do anal. So I can't speak for women. I just know there's definitely guys out there that don't get to enjoy all the things because they are too big.
I've heard of that a lot of the times too. And a lot of them are like my followers, so I've never met them, so I don't know if they're just saying that or if it's like legit. But I've also met people in real life that I've had sex with that have said that, and it's not like they have a small dick. It's just I can take it. Like, I'm okay with it. It's not a problem for me.
Because you're a dick monster.
If that's what we're calling it these days, yeah.
All right, I'm going to skip the next one because I just think it's stupid and jump to...
Squirting? Are we talking about squirting?
No, that's the one I'm going to jump to.
Oh, okay.
And it seems like some of it cut off, but someone asked what my opinion or our opinion on squirting is. Is it gross? Is it pee? This is always a big debate. Always, because you got half the people saying it's pee and the ones that actually squirt saying it's not. So I want to say this. I do have a lot of doctors that follow me, and we've had a huge debate on it a few times. And these doctors have told me although it comes from the bladder, it's coming from a gland in the bladder called the Skene gland. So, yes, there will be traces of urine in it, but it's because it's in your bladder and it's going through your urethra where there's obviously traces of urine. But it's not like, I think you're a squirter. I've made many, many, many women squirt. It's not pee. And I definitely get squirt videos from some chicks or snaps or whatever. I'm like, this bitch is just pissing herself. There's a difference.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think the women that say it's pee are women that have not done it, because
It always is.
it doesn't look like pee. It doesn't
smell
like pee.
No.
It's just not. And also too, I've seen like porns, like even porn sometimes, like I can tell like this girl is legit squirting, but then I'll also watch a porn where it's like this girl's just pissing everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is it?
Hey, some people are into that. Don't judge them. Some people may call him president. I don't know. Anyway, I'll let you take the last one.
Last one. Okay. So I tried the dick hole trick on my boyfriend and got no reaction. Are some men immune, or did I do it wrong?
All right. So, first of all, I want to ask you, have you ever done this to anyone?
I have not done it, no.
Okay. There's two reactions, usually. It's usually the best blowjob of their life, or it's too intense and they can't handle it and they tell the chick to stop. If they get this reaction, which is no reaction, you did it wrong. You either love it, you hate it, but they're definitely not feeling nothing. So I think you probably did it wrong, and you should probably just message me for the instructions again. But if you haven't done it, I think you definitely need to. I mean, if you really want to own a dude's soul, that's a sure shot way.
I'm not into that. I don't
Not
want
into soul owning.
No, I'm not into that. I'm not the devil. But
I am.
it's I mean, I don't know, it's just not something I've ever tried. A lot of the times guys come like from sex. Like I don't really suck a guy till he comes that often. So it's not really something that I would really get the opportunity to do, I guess is the best way to explain it.
You make time, okay? All right, let's wrap this up. Like I said in the beginning, this is, we want to make this a weekly thing. We want it to be interactive with the followers. We want you guys to send in questions, stories, whatever the fuck you want us to discuss. You can either message either one of us on social media, or you can email us at planbpodcast69@gmail.com. Hopefully you guys don't send dumb shit, and there'll be good questions and good conversations to come from it. Why don't you go ahead and plug your stuff, and then we'll wrap it up and get out of here.
Okay, I'm on Instagram. Yes, sir, daddy, sir, underscores in between all the words. My Snapchat is yes, sir, _ daddy, sir. And Twitter and Facebook is the same. Yes, sir, daddy, sir, all underscores in between every word. if you still use Facebook, I don't know.
Yeah, some people do, unfortunately. All right. Well, hopefully this is the first episode of our podcast, and there won't be an 8th attempt at this. And hopefully it was entertaining.
All right, I'll go.
Yes.
I don't know if it's nighttime for the people that are listening right now, but if you listen to me on my Snapchat when I do my Q&As, I always say this, so I'm just going to say it again. Sweet dreams, nighty night, dream of that pussy being